Hello and welcome to another interesting edition of the Grand Sports Center, your one-stop sports show where you go to enjoy the very best of sports. I hope you've had a very beautiful weekend. It's a bright new week and we're going to spice it up already with some of the very best and most interesting sporting actions, especially what went down in the course of the weekend. We shall be looking at various events. Super Eagles, congratulations, through to the AFCON following their 1-0 win over Republic of Benin. Paulo Nacho, who scored the only goal of that match, is very optimistic that the Super Eagles can go all the way in the AFCON in Cameroon, which I'll be talking about that. Also, the finals of the National Principals Cup got underway in Abuja yesterday, and so many interesting happenings out there at the practice pitch of the National Stadium, Abuja. Blessing Okagbare continues her impressive form leading to the Olympics as she runs a personal best time in 400 meters in her first outdoor race of the year. So preparing well for the Olympics, Blessing Okagbare, which will be analyzing her chances at the Olympics given the impressive form she's been in since the indoor seasons and now the outdoor season. Plus reactions and fallouts from European World Cup qualifiers played over the weekend, and of course Super Eagles Watch and many more. I'm Donald Agbavobo. I'm joined in the studios by Austin Arume.
So it's good to be back here this Monday morning.
I'm Blessing Bassi too.
It's good to be here talking sports as well.
We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll go straight to the main issues of the day. Hello and welcome to the Grand Sports Center return. Welcome back, sorry. We've been on and we just took that short break. So welcome back to the Grand Sports Center, your one-stop Grand Sports show where you're going to enjoy the very best of sport. And going right away to the Super Eagles, can we say congratulations already? By last Friday, we were looking at just getting the draw. We are all right, but they went one better, getting that win and breaking that record of the Beninois have had in the last 8 years. So your reaction to Super Eagles' victory over Benin?
Well, it's a good one, a good victory, because of the fact that even before the ball was kicked, Nigeria already qualified. By virtue of the fact that Lesotho played a goalless draw against Sierra Leone, and then that match they didn't really have to put all energy, but then you saw from the way they played, they actually wanted to win that match. And congratulations to the Super Eagles. Congratulations to Paul Onachu as well.
Yes, Paul Onachu, always a factor. Before the match, it was Paul Onachu. When the list came out, it was Paul Onachu. He was not invited. When he was invited, Paul Onachu really get to play. And now, after the match, still Paul Onachu. Has it justified his inclusion at the end of the day?
Of course, Paulo Nacho has justified his inclusion at the end of the day. One would expect Paulo Nacho to be in the, list of players. But
the result speaks for him, right?
Yes, the result speaks for him. That's the basic thing we obviously need at the end of the day. The result, get the result, get the needed 3 points, qualify for the competition, the AFCON, the World Cup, and we'll go there, get what is needed so far. And good one for Genen Troy, and so far the Super Eagles for qualifying. Yeah,
they still have the issue of Alex Iwobi came up along the line. For the surprise one, they had tests when they were in Nigeria, and it was not positive. So which means it came from England free of coronavirus. Yeah. Would they have gotten it while the Super Eagles camp? If it is, that means the entire team should be on isolation. But then there's this talk of funny play by the Beninois. How congent is this?
Well, I think that issue would have been brought up by the fact that we heard that when it was time for the Super Eagles to practice, that the stadium light was put off completely. So who wouldn't be suspicious in that case? Because your opponent can actually do anything to actually get that win over you, and probably they might have a genuine reason to actually.
We're not questioning at this point. We're not questioning the authenticity of the coronavirus test report. But then, if there was any foul play along the line, why would it target Iwobi? Why not Osimhen or other players that maybe could do more? Not that Iwobi cannot wreak havoc, but then would have thought that maybe somebody like Osimhen that actually gave them problems, that has been giving defenders problems, will be. But why Iwobi?
Or probably Kelechi Iheanacho.
Or is it that they are saying what we're not saying about Iwobi?
Well, maybe because someone once said, even before I came here, that is it that the Beninite use some sort of juju because
black magic does it work in football?
Exactly.
Does it work
I
in
mean,
football?
but at the end of the day, Paul Onacho came in and he just broke that jinx. Probably they felt Paul Onacho wasn't going to be, part of the inclusion, especially with what went, on all through. Because if you notice, even Victor Osimhen tried, scoring the goals, and the goals weren't coming in at the end of the day. But finally, we broke that jinx.
Yes, and Super Eagles will be up against Lesotho. Before that one, home-based player Iwala actually came in, and good one. After the talk of no home-based player is good enough for Super Eagles, we were able to smuggle in 3 of them. Then one eventually got to play.
Yeah.
Is Ganatrol eating his words, or is it just coming to the realization that there are some good players in the league then?
Yeah, probably. Maybe he's coming to realize that there are some good players in the league, and Iwala especially, because from his performance in recent time, you can see that the young man is actually good. He's good enough to play in the Super Eagles, and he's already knocking on the door. Because the time they actually gave him when he came into the game, he actually proved, that he's good enough to actually play in the team. And I see that young man as a rising star, a future starter in that team, because he's still young, 23, and playing in the Nigerian Professional League, and the way at which he runs at defenders, I think that is the kind of player we need in this Nigerian national team.
So what message should this outing by Iwala send to other Nigerian players playing in the local league?
I think it's just an opportunity, because basically Iwala is very happy at this point in time, because he has probably be looking forward to playing for the Super Eagles, and he with hard work and dedication he really got to that point, and this is what players who are looking forward to playing in playing with the Super Eagles should exhibit at this point.
It's a right message, right?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Anything can happen. That if you are good, even if you are playing Nigerian league, you could actually get to play for the Super Eagles. Well, it remains to be seen. These were things that were not heard of or imagined in recent times with the Super Eagles, especially under Ganatrol. But after the match against Sierra Leone, a lot of outcry, a lot of things were said, and probably we're beginning to see the results. And we have a home-based player in the team, not just an outfit player. Before we used to have goalkeeper, Ezewa. Now we have 2 outfit players and 1 goalkeeper, and we won't even get to play. Positive development, especially for the home-based players. Well, still about the Super Eagles, still have a match against Lesotho. This one is like, it's more of a dead rubber, so to speak. And then many people are saying that this home-based players should prosecute the match. And I ask, where are the home-based players? Are we going to call them up today, or are we going to invite Eyumba to come and play this match? Because that's why we said we should have a standby home-based team. Maybe if we had one, it's a very good opportunity for Electro to actually test their might against some of the teams on the continent, right?
Yeah, it's a good opportunity. But then there are some players in the Super Eagles team that have not really tested action under Grande. So we have them in the team. Why not use this match to actually test what these guys can do? Let's test their ability, what they can do. We have 3 home-based players in this team: John Noble, Adekunle, and Anayo Iwala. Anayo Iwala can actually start in the game. Let's see what these guys, these other, should I just call them Team B now for the Super Eagles? Let's see what they can do on the pitch of play.
But then another school of thought has it that opportunity for likes of Osimhen to increase their goal tally in the competition, of which is among the top scorers now, maybe to finish as top scorer in the qualifiers, and also opportunity for Ganatrol to start experimenting with some of the players that you may want to see in the team. And because he may mention the fact that he has seen Onuachu, that's why they invited him earlier. That's why he called Umar Sadiq. Probably if Sadiq had been around, to be an opportunity. But with Onuachu scoring against Benin, another opportunity to show that what he did against Benin is no fluke. So what I'm driving at is that why some people are saying it would have been better if we had home-based team to play this man. But again, for Ganatrol, is already preparing for the World Cup qualifiers, like I said, and also the AFCON. So opportunity to further get his pattern of play he wants to play instituted in the team. So against Lesotho, do you think that we should actually use our strongest team?
Yeah, I think we should use our strongest team. I think we should use the players that we are always consistent. We should use these players, you know, that we've always be using, players that we are consistent with, you know, at this point in time. Because if we're talking about preparing for the World Cup, it starts from now, you know. And I feel I agree with you when you talk about having a standby home-based team. Yes, and a standby home-based team that will, you know, try to one way or the other compete with other, you know, other international players one way or the other. But at the same time, I kind of feel that we should, you know, use our players that we've always been using at this point in time, and Grande should continue with this because I believe in consistency, I believe in unity and teamwork.
Continuity,
Continuity,
so that
exactly.
we get to see, so that teamwork that Nigerians have been complaining about, opportunity for it to be further entrenched in the team. Well, that's Nigeria-Lesotho tomorrow in Lagos. Well, not as important as it would have been because Super Eagles have already qualified, but then fans always want to see Super Eagles win, whether it's a match of less significance or not. So I'm sure that Super Eagles will be very, very prepared to give the fans something that they want to see tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has selected the referee Fabricio Duarte from Cape Verde as the match referee for the match, assisted by his compatriot also from Cape Verde, Jorge Correro Semedo Elio and Delgado Fernando Wilson. So they'll be making the assistant referee 1, assistant referee 2. So match officials from Cape Verde ready to take for the match between Nigeria, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and the Crocodiles of Lesotho. So we'll take a break now from the Super Eagles, and when we come back, we shall be looking at the Nigerian Professional Football League, where there was action at the weekend. Somebody got among the goals, not just 1, not 2, but 3 goals. Hat-trick, second hat-trick of the season, coming from Nasarawa United striker Nwankwo. Shall be talking about this and other results in the Nigerian Professional Football League after this break. Welcome back to the Grand Sports Center, and this is your one-stop sports show where you get to enjoy the very best for sports. Action continued in the Nigerian Professional Football League at the weekend, and very interesting results coming in from Lafia and also from Uyo, where Akwa United beat Lobby Stars by 3-0. Akwa United seriously showing that they have what it takes. Well, I'll go through all the results. Rivers United beat Sunshine Stars 1-0. Plateau United were 2-1 better than Enugu Rangers. That's why United walloped Abia Warriors, not 5-3 actually. It was an 8-goal thriller. So Abia Warriors also got their fair share of the goals, and that match actually brought Abia Warriors streak of 8 matches without a loss to an end. Well, not a bad streak if you ask me. Katsu United fell for the first time at home, this time to Kwara United. Well, you begin to ask the question, who wouldn't fall to Kwara United this season anyway? Adamawa United and Victoria Spell is 0-0 draw. Kano Pillars beat Atlant by 2-1. While Warriors continue their resurgence under their new coach, their former assistant coach, they beat Fine Buba 3-1. Austin will go to Lafia because that's where the big one happened. 8-goal thriller, and somebody got among the goals. Hat-trick scored by a National United striker, Silas Nwankwo. That actually is the second hat-trick of the season, and the first one was scored by Jude Stephen of Kwara United last week when they beat, I think, Adamawa United or so. But then Silas Nwankwo, not to take it away from him, hat-trick, and then Nigerian League goals galore. Yeah. This season is somehow different from previous seasons. We are seeing so many goals. Yeah,
I think the team are beginning to play, MPFL team now, beginning to play expressive football. The match between Nasarawa United and Abia Warriors is a match between two teams who are in form, and that is why you saw a lot of goals there, which it was like end-to-end kind of football. You know, attack-wise, you know, they were just too explosive, and that is the result you saw there. 5-3, you know, is high, and this is something we've not experienced in the MPFL for a very, very long time. It's good for our football. It's a good advertisement, you know, for the Nigerian Professional Football League. Also,
Aqua United were also very proficient in front of goal. They beat Lobisas 3-0.
Yes, Aqua United had that home advantage, and judging by the fact that they're a good team and a place they are on the table in a place where, you know, they would always want to
remain among the top teams. Yeah,
among the top teams, exactly. So a good one for Aqua United.
But for me, the biggest story for the weekend is Aqua United going to Katsina. Katsina, we said it on this program severally, that Katsina United playing away from home, they are not good at all. They practically lost almost all their away matches. But at home, no matter how you are, they beat you. They get you spanked in Katsina. But this time around, Aqua United defied the odds. They went there, they won 2-1. Aqua United, championship credentials, if you ask me.
Definitely, they have that. You know, they have the experienced players in that team, and they've shown that they can do it. And just like I said during the World League show, said it's an opportunity for them to actually, you know, extend the lead, because anybody is coming. And you know, going away to Kwara United, in as much as Kwara United has been, Katsina United has been good, you know, at home this season, is an opportunity for Kwara to actually make a statement, and this is a statement from Kwara United that they can actually win anywhere, even on difficult grounds. And kudos to the management of Kwara United once again. Like I keep saying, you know, they supported the coach, you know, make sure that everything is available, and we are seeing the results on the field of play.
Warri Wolves beat Ifeanyi 3-1. Since changing their coach, they've not lost.
Interesting. A good one for Warri Wolves, because Ifeanyi, obviously, even if they've not, you know, gotten that top spot at this point in time, they're obviously a good team, you know, to reckon with. They've, you know, their place, especially on the log at this point in time, you know, at least they are in a good spot in the log at this point in time. So for them to have they've always been good on the road too. For them to have gone against Warri Wolves, and Warri Wolves obviously, you know, gave them that big win.
And of course, Kano Pillars too have been doing well. They continue since Scolia. I always struggle with that name. So since he resigned, they seem to be doing very well. Yeah. They beat Atlanta at the weekend again by 2-1.
Yeah, I think it's like the presence of that coach is actually the problem of Kano Pillars, because just like you said, since he left, we've been seeing results.
It's not only peculiar to Kano Pillars. Other teams, when they change their coach, look at we just talked about Warri Wolves, and it happened to Abia Warriors. Although then they didn't change, they threatened, they gave me a 3-match ultimatum, and I saw the result. So sometimes it's like tinkering with the coaching system has a long way. There's a relationship between good results and touching the coaching setup.
Definitely, all over the world, it's always like that. When
but Nigerian's case is too direct and too obvious.
Yeah, sometimes some of these players, they are happy playing for, you know, a particular manager over, you know, another. So when they see such manager, you know, they tend to play well. Another reason is that when you have a new coach in the team, most of these players actually want to impress, you know, the coach. They want to stay in the team, and by staying in the team, you have to give your best. So in the process of giving their best, you see that the results, you know, will start coming, and that's when you see that effect that, you know, this new manager that they brought in, you know, is beginning to get the result. But then let's see how, you know, they can keep that momentum going, because we cannot actually say that after winning a few matches in the course of having a new coach that they are over their problems already. But let's see if they can do that consistently to the end of the season. Probably we can say that you know, Emmanuel Sokai was the problem of Kano Pillars.
Well, nobody's saying he was the problem. We just know that since he left, there's been some kind of string of good results coming from Kano Pillars. There's so much about results that went down over the weekend. 2 matches we played today. We have Jigawa Golden Stars taking on MFM, while Eimba will be at home to Dakada. We shall take a break now, and when we return, we shall be looking at Blessing Okagware's impressive start to the outdoor season with a personal best time in the 400 meters, and as we look ahead to the Olympic Games coming up later in the year. Welcome back to the Grand Sports Center. This is your one-stop sports show where you get to enjoy the very best of sports. We shall be looking at athletics. Blessing Okagware is actually starting very well the outdoor season. But before then, quickly an information concerning the Prince Sports Cup. It started yesterday, the national finals in Abuja. So we have finalists from champions from the different zones in the country taking part in the competition. So this have started. We shall be keeping you posted on events as they unfold out there. Now to Blessing Okagware. 400 meters is not a specialty, but sometimes they say when you're starting the season, use some races to build up yourself. You now come to your specialty. So for a 400 meter race where she ran 53.21 seconds, her best time in that time ever, and this shows that it's an indication that she is in very good form, despite we know that 400 meters is not a specialty.
Yeah, I think she's in a good form. Blessing Okagware, she's always competitive, and one of the athletes I feel will bring a medal for Nigeria in these coming Olympics, and her experience will actually play a key role in that, and the fact that she ran her personal best after a very, very long time being away from the sports and then the outdoor season. So the fact that she ran this her personal best is the testament to the fact that she is training and she's actually getting back to full fitness.
Since 2012 Olympic Games in London, that was about, let me say, about 9 years ago, she has not been to the finals of the 100 meters or 200 meters event to the Olympics. Last time around in Rio, she crashed out in the semi-final. And the way she's going now, do you see her getting to the finals? Because finals first, we'll talk of medals. So do you see her getting to the finals the way she's starting her season?
Yeah, I see her getting to the final. She keeps getting better and better, by the day. Right now, she has proven to be, the best, and she keeps inspiring, especially the younger generation who are interested or love athletics one way or the other. And I think with the way she's going at this point in time, she's going to get to the finals, and also I think she's going to bring in the medals for Nigeria.
Actually, she has won the Commonwealth Games in 2014, 100 meters and 200 meters. So she's won global competitions. Yeah. She knows what it means to compete at global competitions. I'm looking at this year's Olympic Games, not having outrightly outstanding athletes. Yeah. Let's say we know that we have some athletes we know that are in the medal range already, but like previously we know that this is the top athletes 100 meters. We just have a field of athletes. Yeah. Okagware is also part of that field. Yeah. So do you see this as a very good chance for her to at least get among the medals this time around? Yeah,
I see it as a very good chance, because if you look at her performance in the past, most of her problem stems from the way she starts her race. She tends to delay a little bit, and we know how important it is to have a good start, especially in the 100 meters race. And with the experience she has garnered so far, I believe she will overcome that, and I believe she's one of the let me say she's a prospect for at least a medal in the Tokyo Olympics.
We are talking about prospects, and the facts, statistics prove that she actually is in good form. In February, in the indoor season, she ran 7.10 seconds in the 60 meters and 23.01 seconds in the 200 meters. That was in February, and these are good signs, especially for someone that is just starting the season. So obviously we can actually be hopeful of a good outing for Blessing at the Olympics.
Yeah, these are obviously good signs, and we should be hopeful for Blessing Okagbare.
Your namesake, by the way.
Yes, yes. Yes, I think she should basically put in a personal best, when it comes to the Olympics. And I think she should avoid any forms of distraction. Like he rightly mentioned, starting is always the case, So she should obviously, work on that aspect. She's good. I know she can do better.
Anyway, we know she can do better, and I know that she'll do us proud. We'll keep you posted on Blessing Okagbare and the other athletes as they prepare for the Olympic Games, of which we know that we have very high hopes this time around. Unlike 4 years ago, when our preparations were so staggered, this time around it's a bit more organized. And not even a bit more, it's more organized actually, because there's a program of events leading on to the Olympics. The sports festival is starting later this week, and then from then on the players go into camp, and they've been attending a series of championships to garner points to qualify for the Olympics for the various events. So a bit of more organization in the build-up to the Olympics this time around. We hope it pays off very well for the country by the time we get to Tokyo in June. We'll take a break now, and when we return, we shall go to Europe to talk about the European Cup, the World Cup qualifiers in Europe that went down over the weekend. So many interesting results. Just as you know, Spain and France have gotten back to winning ways with victories, while Portugal gave up a 2-goal lead, something unheard of in recent time. Gave up a 2-goal lead to draw against Serbia, and of course England, Germany, Denmark continue on the winning streak. We'll talk more about this when we return from this short break. Welcome back to the Grand Sports Center. This is your one-stop sports show where you're going to enjoy the very best of sports. And now to Europe. World Cup qualifiers continues over the weekend. And in Group 1, very interesting result. Portugal, who struggled to beat Azerbaijan last time out, I think on Wednesday, actually got off to a very good start this time around against Serbia. And but then they were 2 goals up at some point. Then Serbians came back to equalize 2-2. So are we beginning to see the peaking of this or this Portuguese side? Have they reached saturation point and beginning to drop now? Because these are the games that we expect them to win easily, like against Azerbaijan, they struggled just 1-0. Yeah. Then Serbia giving up a 2-goal lead.
Well, I don't think so, because if you look at this team, they have just like you said, they have talented players, experienced players mixed with young breeds. Because when I look at the Portuguese squad, I see a lot of young players. So I don't think they've actually reached that peak, because looking at the peak now, they have the likes of Semedo, the likes of Jota, who scored. Bruno Fernandes is still young. The likes of
so what must have happened
Sanchez
yesterday?
I think is one of those off days, if you ask me, because they score pretty early in the game, 2 goals. Very, very early in the game, but then they had to capitulate.
Let's look at the Serbians. We are concentrating on the Portuguese. Yeah. Portugal gave up a 2 lead. What about the proficiency of the Serbians? They're coming back from 2 goals down to equalize against a side like Portugal. Remember their first match against Republic of Ireland, they went down 1-0. Came back to win 3-1. Yeah. So, like, they have this ability to come back from a goal down and actually get good results. Yeah. And that speaks volume of the strength and quality of a team. Yeah,
I think they have this team spirit. This is something that we've always known with this Serbian team, right from the days of the likes of Ivanovic. They have this solidity. Whenever they are playing, it's like they have a belief that when you are not out of the game, you are not out completely. So they tend to play towards that. If they are losing 1-0, they don't usually panic, start going ballistic, going for attack and all that. They try to manage the game very well, and this is something that has worked really well for them, because if you compare the caliber of players that they have, and then with the likes of Portugal, the likes of France, they don't have that quality player, but what they have is they have that team spirit, that togetherness, and this is what has worked for Serbia, and this is what is working for them at this point in time.
Republic of Ireland lost at home to Luxembourg. Yeah. Beat Republic of Ireland 1-0. Well, that's the beauty of football for you. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
But then this Irish team has shown that they are not it at all. Since the new coach came in, but he has not won a match.
Yeah.
And are these worrying times for Ireland, given the fact that they've lost 2 matches now in the World Cup qualifiers?
Yeah, I think it's time. Just like you said, it's a worrying time for Ireland. Losing to Luxembourg, I didn't actually envisage that. For this Northern Irish side, it's not as if
Republic of Ireland.
Republic of Ireland. It's not as if they're really, really bad, because I know they still have good enough players that can actually beat this Luxembourg team. They have the likes of the goalkeeper from West Ham. Randolph,
second goalkeeper
in West Ham, but then it's good enough.
Why I'm taking you on it, because of the statement say they have good players, because it's reserve goalkeeper in West Ham United.
Yes.
Not reserve goalkeeper of Manchester United. West Ham reserve goalkeeper.
Yeah.
How many matches does he get to play in the week? The other keeper they have is Keller, reserve goalkeeper in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Then in the match against Luxembourg, they used Bozuno, the Nigerian-born player. Bozuno, he's a reserve goalkeeper, even third goalkeeper in Manchester City. Was one that was in goal for them. So that tells you that this Irish team actually is depleted of quality players. That's just the bottom truth. And the results are just showing. It's a reflection of the state of that team. I just hope that they're able to actually get themselves together and fashion a way of winning. Well, go to Group 2. We have Spain beating Georgia 2-1, while Kosovo lost at home to Sweden. It's Zlatan Ibrahimovic inspired Sweden. But we'll start with the Spanish game. They drew their very first match against Greece, and they needed that win urgently. And they were almost drawing again. The late winner came in through Dani Olmo. So Spain too, are they going through some kind of issues, just like Portugal, not being able to grind out those wins?
Well, who knows if they're going through a lot of issues at this point in time. They needed, like you said, they needed this win against Georgia, and they got it from Dani. And he was obviously substituted. Probably the coach, Eric, must have told them, told him, see, we need this goal. So as you're going in now, you need to score. Probably that's the more reason why he was propelled, and he went in and he gave that equalizer.
Credit to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba was not featured in the first match against Greece. I, for one, saw that match and I was like wondering, Guede, the Valencia left full back, was preferred in the first match. But I always felt that Jordi Alba carried more goal threat than him. So, but then he was restored in this match against Georgia, and he was the source of the 2 goals Spain scored. He was a provider.
They've got the players that will do the job, and we know Jordi Alba is a good player. At this point in time, they've got tons of players and quality players. They're playing against them, and opponents too. They all needed win at the same time. So I think they played as a team and fought for the needed points at the end of the day.
Sweden have won 2 matches in a row. They beat I think Israel in the first match, and they won their first match actually. And but now they also considered with this victory over Kosovo. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was credited with providing the assist in the first match. This time around, the first goal, he also provided the assist in this one. So the recall of 39-year-old Ibrahimovic paying off for Sweden, you may say.
Yeah, he has been a great inspiration, especially for the Sweden team. The fact that he's there alone, must have propelled the Sweden team to do the much needed, expected of them, and they obviously won.
Yes, indeed. And in Group C, Italy beat Bulgaria 2-0, and Switzerland beat Lithuania 1-0. Italy did a second win in the group, and for me, since Mancini took over the reins as coach of Italy, Italians are about very good. So they qualified for the Euro 2020 in grand style, and I think without even losing the match or so. And now they started World Cup qualifiers in a very good fashion. This Italian team is a team to look forward to. Look out for, right? Yeah,
definitely. They have the players, and one of the most important things for them at this point in time is the fact that they have Mancini, who understands Italian football really, really well. And I think it was the right decision to actually bring Mancini at this point, because when I remember when they did not qualify for the World Cup, I think, and it was like Italian football was in a turmoil. When they brought in Mancini, he actually has been able to stabilize the team now, and they are beginning to see, you know, the results. This Italian side, a good match, and they are always one of the favorites going into any competition because they have the players. And one thing that they have going for them is the fact that, you know, their fans don't actually care how they play it. The most important thing for them is just to get the win. And, you know, as a player, you do not want to bother yourself with, you know, how you get the result. And that is why the Italian teams, they always relax, you know, going to any tournament, going into any match, because they know that the fans will not be bothered about how they actually get the result.
Switzerland also have 4 points, 6 points from this group. They beat Bulgaria in their first match by 3-0. So they too are doing well. So Italy and Switzerland holding sway at the top of this group. Switzerland too, they are proving to be a very consistent side.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And it's just, I would just say it's that teamwork, because like for like, player for player, Switzerland will actually struggle against some teams. But then because of that discipline, that togetherness, that team spirit, you know, they've been able to overcome big teams.
They've had the same coach for a long time.
Yeah.
Kobe has been in charge of that team for a long time. So
definitely.
Just like we had with West Ham for a long time, and was able to fashion out a winning formula with the kind of players we had.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's the same thing we're having with Switzerland. Well, still moving on, we go to Group T, where Belarus beat Estonia 4-2, and wait for it, Czech Republic and Belgium played 1-1. In recent times, no team hold Belgium to a draw. They have beaten every team they've come against, even Brazil, Germany, and that's why they are top of the FIFA ranking. But then this Czech team held them to a 1-1 draw after winning their very first match. So this Czech Republic side, they're beginning to show us that they have something to offer.
Yeah, that's football for you. And at this point in time, this Czech Republic, you know, have proven to be one of the best so far, especially in this
qualifiers.
Yes, in this qualifiers so far. And looking at a package Belgium team, you know, for Czech Republic to obviously draw against a Belgium team of their likes, you know, having the like of Lukaku's and the rest, you know.
Although Hazard wasn't there, but De Bruyne was there.
Yes, De Bruyne was there, and even I think he gave the assist to Lukaku, you know, in that match, and gave Belgium
for a penalty, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we go to Group F. Denmark, they are blazing in this group. Beat Israel, I think 2-0 or 3-0 the very first match, and they spanked Moldova 8-0 yesterday. This Danish side, they are really getting us back to the Danish side of the 80s and 90s, where they were spanking everybody in Europe. Okay. But then, how good is this Danish side?
Well, I think they are good enough. If you ask me, at least if I'm to rate them, their World Cup chances, I'll say at least a quarter-final place for them. They are good enough, but then I still feel, you know, playing against a better side, they might get overwhelmed. But then that is not to take
your own
imagination. That's my imagination. It's my imagination because they have good players, though. The likes of Eriksen, Brett Waite, even their goalkeeper, his experience, the leadership that he brings to the team is actually very, very important.
Yes, indeed. Austria beat, in that same group, Austria beat Faroe Island by 3-1, while Israel and Scotland played a 1-1 draw. Scotland have failed to win in their last 5 matches, and in the qualifiers so far, they've had back-to-back draws. Well, are we seeing, well, they are still third on the group, not much difference between them, and it's only Denmark that has won all their matches so far. So between them and second place Austria, I think it's just 2 points different, because they drew with Austria their last match. So they still have hope.
Yeah, there's hope. There's hope for them, but you know, they have to start winning. If they don't win, I feel when it starts getting very serious, because at this point in time, you know, the teams are just getting to, it's like they're just getting warmed up. So when things start getting serious, they have to start winning, because if you don't win, you're not going to qualify for the World Cup. And Scotland have not been to the World Cup for a very, very long time, and you know, they have to start winning.
Yes, Group G is very, very interesting. Montenegro beat Gibraltar 4-1. Norway lost at home 3-0 to Turkey. Netherlands beat Latvia 2-0. Fine. Netherlands, they are back to winning ways after losing to Turkey in their last match, 3-1 or so, or 3-2. Then Turkey, we thought it was a fluke when they beat Netherlands. We thought maybe it was an off day for the Netherlands. But they went to play Norway away, and they won by 3-0. This Norwegian team, like I told you, I think on Wednesday, when we were talking about Norway, I said this is one of the teams that I feel will be world powers in the next few years because of the quality of players that they have. The Odegaard, the Brut Haaland, and so many other young players that they have. But for Turkey to have followed through with the first win over Netherlands and then continue with a win over Norway, what does that tell about this Turkish team?
Yeah, it tells you that this Turkish team, you know, just cruising.
Should be taken seriously.
Yeah,
seriously.
they should be taken seriously because irrespective of what happened, you know, like you said, they've got the crop of players to do the job. So you would expect the very best from Turkey. You know, a good one for them going through Norway, you know, at this point in time.
Yes, indeed. And in Group H, Russia beat Slovenia 2-1. Croatia beat Cyprus 1-0. While Slovakia and Malta played out a 2-2 draw. In Group I, England continued their winning run with a 2-0 win over Albania. Poland beat Andorra 3-0. San Marino lost 3-0 at home to Hungary. England, they seem to be running away. They're riding high in this group. They have won 2 matches in a row, and no much opposition seems to be coming. But Poland beat Andorra 3-0 after the draw against Hungary, and with Lewandowski in top form. They play next against England on Wednesday, so that's a match to look forward to.
Yeah, it's a match to look forward to, England-Poland, because I think they are the 2 heavyweights in that group. You know, the match will actually tell us how it's going to be, because I see either of them qualifying directly, because there's going to be playoff for, you know, who will come second. So it's going to actually decide who comes first in that group in a way, because it seems
the battle between Harry Kane and Lewandowski to tell you how much of a form Lewandowski is in. That the goal he scored against Kosovo yesterday was his 10th consecutive game. I mean, it was 10th consecutive goal for club and country, and that it brought his tally to 47 goals in 42 matches this season, and 16 goals in his past 10 matches. That will tell you how much of a form this guy is. So a battle between Lewandowski and Harry Kane come Wednesday, something that we should all look forward to. Time will not allow us to go through the other matches, but just to let you know that in Group J, Armenia beat Iceland 2-0, North Macedonia beat Liechtenstein 5-0, while Germany had a good outing against Romania in Budapest with a 1-0 victory. So that's the much we can take about the European qualifiers taking place in Europe. As we wrap up on the program, Super Eagles Watch, understand that Bayern Munich are interested in Michael Olisa, the player that plays for Reading, that was placed on standby in the Super Eagles. This one player we hope to see playing for Super Eagles in not the distant future. So the number of clubs are interested in services, both in Premier League, and now it has come to notice that even European giants, Bayern Munich, are also interested. The stock of this guy is rising. We'll keep our fingers crossed and see how far it goes. So that's much on Super Eagles Watch for today, and that's the much we can also take on the program, the Grand Sports Center, for this Monday morning. Hope you have a nice time with us. We'll be back same time, same station tomorrow with another interesting edition. As always, we look forward to having you join us once again. I am Donald Agbabobo on behalf of Faustin Arume and Blessing Bassi, and of course the entire production crew. Enjoy the rest of your day.